Good morning. It's been ages since I have done a day in the life type of video. And so I just thought, I'm in maintenance now. Some of you might be interested to see what I do on a typical day in maintenance. So check out my day. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lizabeth and I am living in the light by documenting my 160 pound weight loss and now my healthy living as I am going to maintain that loss and continue to grow to be healthy. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And I would love to know in the comments below, what are you doing to be healthier during this holiday season? First thing, always coffee. I drink my coffee black. So I'm gonna have my cup of coffee. I'm gonna get that filled up and we'll move on with the day. So the next thing that I do, and so I drink my first cup of coffee. Cup of coffee number 2 is one that I add the Primal Kitchen collagen peptides. Just totally popped out of my head there for a second. So I'm going to show you how I do that. This is the collagen peptides that I use, Primal Kitchen collagen peptides, unflavored. It has 11 grams of collagen. And when I look at the nutrition label, you can see it has 40 calories. It doesn't have any fat. It doesn't have any carbohydrates. And it has 10 grams of protein. I've been using this since probably March or April of this year. It's now December. That was long before I reached my weight loss goal. I just put 1 scoop in. I've got about a half a cup of coffee in there right now. And then I just take my frother, froth it up, just make sure that it gets mixed pretty well. I use the rest of the coffee to kind of rinse off this, and I'll go run this into the sink. But I just fill it up the rest of the way with coffee, and I will drink that. I don't know that it's really doing a whole lot for me. I mean, I have nothing to compare it to. So, you know, it's supposed to help with your skin, your hair, your nails. I really didn't experience a lot of hair loss, but my nails are terrible and they were always so strong. But they have really been very weak and they peel a lot. I'm trying to use a lot of nail strengthener on them and trying to let the splits grow out, the peeling parts grow out, and hoping that now that I am on maintenance that things will begin to get better, but we'll see. As I said, I don't have anything to compare it to, so I don't know if it's really helping, but you know, it can't hurt to have that extra collagen. It's supposed to be good for your skin, your hair, and your nails. So, you know, those are all good things to help with. So I'm gonna have that cup of coffee and then move on with my day. So I'm gonna get ready for fueling number 1 and for fueling number 2. I still call them fuelings. I am fueling my body. I don't eat the Optavia fuelings anymore. I do my own thing, and I'm gonna show you how I do that, and I'm gonna bring the camera in a little bit closer in just a minute, but I didn't wanna be a talking head the whole time. The other thing that I forgot to mention was the very first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is I have a glass of water. It's probably about an 8-ounce glass of water with 2 of these. This is a probiotic, prebiotic. It's a company called Seed that I found through listening to Mike Rowe, and then I read a lot of things about it. It is a quality probiotic, prebiotic, at least in my opinion, not sponsored. It's just what I use. I would love it if they would sponsor a video, but I love this. I've been taking this. I'm on my 2nd month. Again, I don't know what to compare it to say, yes, it's helping, no, it's not helping. I'm hoping that it is helping, that it's doing good things for me. Because I'm not having the feelings anymore that had a probiotic in them. now I'm having this, and I do believe that the probiotics that are in here are of much better quality than the ones that are in the Optavia Fueling. So if you want to add something to your Optavia day, I don't think that it can hurt, but that's just my unprofessional opinion. Seed, that's what I do. I'll leave a link in the description box down below, or you can just Google it. Again, not sponsored. I don't get anything from it. It's not one of those programs like Optavia where, you know, you sell it and you get other people to buy it. That's not what that is. So that's what I do as far as that. Let me show you how I do what I do for my next 2 fuelings. And while I do that, I'm gonna pop on my electric kettle. The very first thing that I have for a fueling is I do some yogurt. I like the Oikos 000. I also like Too Good is another one that I really like. So I typically what I'll do is I will just put the yogurt in my bowl on the scale. I don't have the scale on yet because I don't need to weigh the yogurt. But what I am going to weigh is the strawberries. So I usually do about 100 grams. Now that I am not on 5 or transition, I don't necessarily go by a half of a cup or a cup. I just kind of weigh it because I use the Prosper app. And in the Prosper app, I can change how many grams. So what I do is I just cut up a bunch of strawberries. It's going to be somewhere around 100 grams. Again, remember when you are in maintenance, you figure out your, what they call your TEE, your total energy expenditure, based on your height, your weight, male, female, your age, your activity level. That tells you how many calories you need to eat in order to maintain your current weight. And that is kind of what you shoot for. I think one more strawberry is probably going to have me right. That's 103 grams. So I am going to, that's going to be what my first fueling is. So I keep track of my fuelings in an app called Prosper, P-R-O-S-P-R-E, and that I let it know how many calories, and that it kind of helps me with the macros. If you check it out, you'll see how it works. I do the free version, not the pro version. Again, not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor me, I'm happy to take the sponsorship. So I will put this in as 1 Oikos 000 yogurt. This is the strawberry flavored. I get these at Costco. You can buy them in the grocery store, but they're cheaper at Costco if you've got Costco. So it's going to be the yogurt and 103 grams of strawberries. That's what I will put into the Prosper app. Before I have this, I also get my next fueling ready, which is going to be some oatmeal. And I will have that with some blueberries later today. I take a half of a cup of, this is just plain old-fashioned oats. No flavors anymore. I was using the 100-calorie Better Oats before, but because it has sucralose in it and I don't need the sucralose, I am getting myself used to just using old-fashioned oats. And what timing for this to actually boil right now. I put a half a cup of rolled oats in this iron flask thermos. I fill it most of the way with boiling water. I don't even stir it because there's so much water in there. I seal it up, give it a little shake, and then this is going to sit here for 2.5 hours while and when I get ready to eat it, I'll show you how I put this together. But this will alone is 150 calories, which is one of my larger, along with fruit, it's going to be a little over 200 calories. So this is closer to 100 calories. So it's a little bit more than 100 calories because the yogurt itself is 90, I believe. The nutrition ingredients are on the box, so not on the container. But I do believe it's about 90 calories. So between these two right here, I will post, when I post this video, I will put the macros here so you can see what the macros are for this meal. And then we'll go on to my oatmeal in a couple of hours. Well, not for you, it'll just be a second. Before I go any farther, hi, I am going to also, between this fueling and this fueling, I will drink 40 ounces of water. So I've had my coffee. I am going to fill up my big old thermal cup. That is a 40-ounce cup, and I will drink that 40 ounces of water before I even get to this. One other thing, also not sponsored, but again, I'll put the link in the description box down below. I take a multivitamin. Again, because I'm not doing Optavia fuelings, I'm not getting those vitamins and minerals anymore. Thorn is an amazing quality, again, not sponsored, a very quality, high quality supplement company. My daughter works with a functional medicine practitioner, and this is a brand that she recommends. You can get it from Thrive Market, not sponsored. Or you can get it from Amazon, not sponsored. Wouldn't that be amazing? And this is, I take the basic nutrients 2 a day. So I take 2 of these every day. Give that one a try if you're looking for a multivitamin, but I will have this after I have this with another, well, along with my water. Today is Thursday, so just a little heads up, you know, I'm doing this kind of a day in the life kind of thing. Thursdays for me is just a work day. I work from home, hence I get to work in my jammies. I am clean. I did shower and just put on clean, comfy clothes, kind of lounge wear to sit around at home and work. I am in between first and second semester, so I'm not teaching today. I'm just working customer service. I happen to work customer service for the company that I also teach for. So IEW, shout out to an amazing company. I love what I do. So I'm just gonna hang out at home and work. Might squeeze a few extra things in here. Not sure what I'm gonna do for my lean and green. I guess that remains to be seen. So just let's have a fun day together. In this portion of the video, I am doing a voiceover here because I was actually in a meeting at work, but I needed to make my food. So I put in 100 grams of fresh blueberries, and then my oatmeal that had been sitting in that thermos for that time, I just went ahead and scooped that out into the bowl. It doesn't look like much, but it actually looks like a lot, and it is a lot. It's really delicious. I always put just a little sprinkle of salt on there, and then I'm going to use a tablespoon of real maple syrup. This is 50 carbs for this, so I don't do this very often. A lot of times I just eat the fruit and the oatmeal, but I did put a little bit of maple syrup on there today as well. It is lunchtime. I do this on the fly while I'm working. This is a super simple lunch that I make that is extremely filling. It is a can of tuna in water that I put in 1 tablespoon of light mayonnaise. I have a medium tomato that's about 160 grams. I have a cup of cucumbers. It's about 130 grams of cucumbers peeled and sliced, 2 Wassa crackers, and 2 tablespoons of the Trader Joe's Green Goddess dressing that you buy in the refrigerated section. And that totals 264 calories. And I try to stay right around 300 for my lunch. So that's where I am here. It's 28 grams of protein, 6.5 or 6.8 grams of fat, and 27.2 grams of carbohydrates. And this is really where the majority of my carbohydrates for the day come in here and in with my oatmeal. The remainder of my fuelings are relatively low in carbohydrates. Sometimes my final fueling of the day also pops that up there as well, but I do try to stick within my macros, and we'll see how the rest of the day plays out. I need to get back to work. Here is my fueling number 4. So I've had 3 things already. This is number 4. I have 100 grams of raw zucchini and 2 hard-boiled eggs, and that comes to 135 calories. And it has 2 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and 4 grams of carbohydrates. Of all of my fuelings today, this is probably the lowest in everything. But I'm trying to not overdo it on the carbs because I had higher carbs for lunch. A lot of times I don't do the Wassa crackers at lunchtime, but I just really felt like I needed it today. So that's where I am. And I will be back for the lean and green fueling, which tonight I'm going to do leftover shrimp and grits that I've had in the freezer that I'm going to basically just reheat for my dinner tonight. So I'll be back to show you that and explain all of that. So I'm back to work. Couple more hours and I'll be done with my work day. I get to actually leave my house for a minute to take the 4x4 and run up the driveway to get a package or a bunch of packages that have been delivered. So I'm going to go and do that. And I'm going to see if I can actually record my drive up the driveway. See how it goes. If it doesn't show up, then it didn't work. So tonight I'm going to have shrimp and cauliflower grits. I'll put the link to the video down below. I've made this before. It's an absolutely delicious recipe. I highly recommend that you make this and try it. It fits the lean and green. And so that's what I'm having tonight. This was in my freezer. I just thawed it and reheated it, and I'm good to go for dinner tonight. So I'll see you back here for my last fueling. So I am down to my last fueling of the day, and I know I keep teasing you guys with these protein maple, they're not maple, they are honey oat bars, and I know I've talked about them several times. I've made them twice, they didn't come out the same both times, so I'm trying to make them again to see if I can, because I made up this recipe, so I'm trying to make sure that the recipe's good before I actually post it for you. But I do know that it's 180 calories. Like, I know the recipe is right. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it the same way twice. So it's 180 calories. I will put all the rest of the macros in there so that you can see what this is individually. But I wanted to share with you what I ended up with for my macros for the whole day. So based on my calculations and what I like to have throughout a day, my max is 1495 calories per day. I'm typically way below that. As I've said before, I usually am around 1200 calories is about where I am. Today, my day end calories was 1324, so just a little over 1300 calories. I had 118 grams of protein, which is on the high end of protein today. My macro says I should be at 93, so I was a little over on my protein, but I was low on everything else. I had 37.8 grams of fat, and my top end is 50. And I had 130 carbohydrates, and my top end is 168. So I did really well on my macros. Using that Prosper app does help me to stay focused and make sure that I'm, if I have something higher in carbs earlier in the day, I try to back off later and have fuelings that have less carbohydrates in them. So The protein bars, by the way, now that I have my paper in front of me, it is 10 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, and 17 grams of carbs. So it's very similar to, I would say, probably the Optavia maintenance bars. It's probably very similar in macros to those. So I feel pretty good about that. So that's where I'm ending the day. So I hope you will enjoy kind of seeing what I do for a day. I'll try to do these more often, and maybe I'll get a day where I'm actually doing something fun. And that video, by the way, of the driveway, I actually shot it going up the driveway, but because of the way the sun was going down, the video that I posted there is actually me coming back to the house so that the sun wasn't glaring. So just so you can see how nice and lovely and steep my driveway is. So anyway, that was great. Please leave me comments in the comments box down below. Let me know what you want to see. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give me a thumbs up. That really does help me. And until I see you next time, please live in the light.